Hi. So this part is about project management planning. We're going to look at some tools and techniques you can use to do good project management planning. So, as we've seen in the previous part, project planning consists of defining tasks and work packages, identify deliverables of these tasks, the results and the outcomes, identify resources, what do we need, people, computers, software, hardware, identify risks, assign responsibilities for different tasks and outcomes, and plan the time schedule of these tasks. So one thing that project managers use as a help to know how to structure tasks and work packages is to do it smart, meaning be specific about the tasks, make sure that the tasks are measurable so you can monitor the progress of these tasks, make sure that the tasks are achievable, make sure that they're realistic, and make sure you time them. So we can also see whether we're going well related to the time aspects of the tasks. One technique that is being used to determine what tasks we need to do in a project is the work breakdown structure, the WBS. This is a hierarchical way to structure what needs to be done to complete a project. So here below we see a small example. It's to make a website. So imagine we want to make a website, which is our project. Yeah, we've marked it in yellow. What is the possible work packages that we need to do? So first of all, if we make a website, we need to create content. Yeah, so this can be a specific work package. And what tasks do we need to do in this work package? Well, for example, we want to create content, so we need to write text, we need to put some videos on it that we need to record, and we want to put some nice photos that we need to shoot. So there's 3 tasks in orange that belong to the work package content creation. So there's more work to be done. We need to, for example, design what our work package is going to look like. So, for example, we need to pick the colors, we need to pick the branding, and there's different tasks involved here that are not displayed on this slide. And other possible work packages is, for example, to take care of the SEO, the search engine optimization, because we don't just want to make a website, we want people to visit it. And if people need to visit our website, they need to be able to find it. So we need to optimize the search engines in order to find our website. So for example, we need to write about our websites in blogs, or we need to configure Google, for example, Google Analytics, to make sure that our website is being found. So here, this is an example of a typical work breakdown structure, a WBS. Another technique that is being used during project planning is making a Gantt diagram. So if we have the WBS and we know what tasks need to be done, we can make a Gantt chart where we actually put the tasks and we time them. We make a time schedule of the WBS. And they're called Gantt charts because they were actually named by Henry Gantt in 1910. So a Gantt chart is just putting all the tasks and indicating the time frame in which they need to be executed. So let's look at an example here. It's some Gantt chart elements. Here we see, for example, WBS summary element 1 with different activities on it. So, for example, summary element 1 is a work package and activity A, B, C, D are tasks. So you can see that here on top we've got the weeks that we have to execute this project, and we see that we indicate how long every task is going to take. And we can also indicate time dependencies. For example, you can see one here, which is a start-to-start dependency. The tasks A and B need to start at the same time. Here we see a finish-to-start dependency, saying that when task C starts, task B needs to have finished. And here we see a finish-to-finish dependencies that indicate that these 2 tasks, C and D, have to finish at the same time. So here we have a simple example of some Gantt charts, what the elements are and how we can use that to time plan the tasks and work packages of our WBS. Other techniques that we have for project planning are PERT diagrams. PERT stands for Project, Evaluation and Review Technique. So PERT diagram is better in reflecting dependencies of the tasks. So for example, we see here a PERT diagram with 3 tasks, A, B, C and D, and we see that task B and task C both depend on task E. Task B and task C are independent, but task E depends on them. Task D, for example, depends on task B and task C, which is reflected by these little arrows here. And this is a simple example of a PERT diagram to reflect dependencies between tasks. So here is another PERT diagram that reflects more dependencies, and we can see actually that if the diagram gets bigger, some interesting points for project management become visible. Like the orange circle here. This means that lots of activities come together. So there's lots of dependencies here on previous tasks, and this would be a good time for a project manager to schedule a review. Then in the green parts here, we can see there is some parallel work streams going on, but they result in the same task that depends on all of them. So we need to be carefully managing these parallel work streams. So these things become clear when we make a PERT diagram reflecting tasks' dependencies. So having seen some tools for project planning, like the work breakdown structure, Gantt diagramming and PERT, in the next section we will see how to manage these risks.